Ever since we were kids, we were taught to do everything. It's like we either got instructions or handed a guidebook down, from brushing our teeth to lacing our shoes. But that is not the case with our emotions. We were never taught how to manage our emotions, and by the way, there is a difference between our emotions and our feelings. So, why is it important to talk about our emotions and learn how to master them? You see, how you feel determines the quality of your life. Your emotions can make your life miserable or truly magical. That's why they are among the most important things to focus on. When you feel good, everything seems, feels, or even tastes better. You also think better thoughts, your energy levels are higher, and possibilities seem limitless. Conversely, when you feel depressed, everything seems dull, you have little energy and become unmotivated. You feel stuck in a place mentally and physically you don't want to be in, and then the future looks gloomy. Your emotions can also act as powerful guide. They can tell you something is wrong and allow you to make changes in your life. More specifically, in this video you'll understand what emotions are and how they impact your life, identify negative emotions that control your life and learn to overcome them, in your story to take better control over your life and create a more compelling future, and reprogram your mind to experience more positive emotions. So this video is a review of the book Master Your Emotions by Tibet More, and I'll be going through each and every chapter to help you master your emotions through this video, and trust me, it really works. Part 1, Chapter 1, What Emotions Are, How Your Survival Mechanism Affects Your Emotions. You see, early age people, our ancestors, they would go out to gather resources and hunt and would face death every single day. They would just see a tiger waiting for them, and it was very normal for them. But today, we aren't facing death every single day. So, this day to day surviving designed our brain to survive. So, now our brain naturally focuses more on the negative things that happen in our life and negative emotions that we feel. Fear of rejection is one example of bias toward negativity. In the past, being rejected from your tribe would reduce your chances of survival significantly. Of course, you live in a jungle full of wild animals, तो मरने के chances बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. So this became hardwired in your brain. But nowadays it's completely different. Being rejected carries little to no consequences to your long-term survival. But your brain is programmed to perceive rejection as a threat to your survival. In fact, one single criticism can often outweigh hundreds of positive ones. One example of this would be if I get 5 likes on this video and 1 dislike, then I'm gonna focus more on that 1 dislike more. The fear of rejection can also lead you to overdramatic events. If your teacher scolds you because you are not good at maths, and how bad grades would literally destroy your life because you do not know algebra, well, I kinda don't know it either. While you are fortunate enough to have such an effective survival mechanism, it is also your responsibility to separate real threats from imaginary ones. If you don't, you experience unnecessary pain and worry, which negatively impacts the quality of your life. To overcome this bias towards negativity, you need to reprogram your mind, and you'll learn that in this video. Now you must be thinking, why my brain can just make me happy? Well, let me tell you why. Your brain's primary job is to ensure your survival and not to make you happy. So अगर तो तुम्हें खुश रहना है, you need to take control of your emotions so that you can be happy. We often confuse happiness with pleasure, and it leads us to how dopamine can mess with our happiness. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter which, among the other functions, plays a major role into rewarding specific behaviors. When dopamine is released into specific areas of your mind, you get a high. जैसे when you exercise, eat great food, gamble or have sex. One of the major roles of dopamine is so you look for food so you don't die of starvation, and search for a mate to reproduce, and might I add a hot mate, so our species won't go extinct. Without it, our species would likely be extinct by now. But in today's world, this reward system in many cases has become obsolete. By the dopamine hits you get from scrolling through social media, watching porn, or playing games for hours, telling yourself just one more game. In fact, big companies invest a lot in their services and product, in research, so that they can make their product more addictive, so then you can be hooked to them continuously for hours and hours straight. And this type of dopamine which you get from screen is called artificial dopamine. Throughout the day we receive multiple shots of dopamine and we love it, but is that the same thing as happiness? But we cannot be addicted to social media and porn, and I'm gonna share a few tips which help me with my addiction so that you can help yourself as well. A research conducted at Tolan University showed that when given permission to self-stimulate their pleasure centers, participants did it on an average of 40 times per minute. They chose stimulation of their pleasure center over food, even refusing to eat when hungry. This had happened with me back when it was lockdown. I used to play online games for 12 to 14 hours straight and ended up losing kilos of weight while everyone else around me gained. To take better control over your life, it is essential that you understand the role dopamine plays in your life. Are you addicted to anything? Your phone, porn, any games? For most of us, it is easy to find out what it is that we are addicted to, and for others, it is very subtle. To take control of your emotion, it is very important to shed light over your addictions because they rob you of your happiness. One day I will myth. If you believe that one day you will achieve all your dreams, you'll be happy. Well, you won't be. Not that I'm saying it to demotivate you. This is just another one of those cheap tricks our mind plays on us. You don't just need success or materialistic things to be happy. It's the other important things, and one of those things is which I learned from the book called The Rudest Book Ever by Shatav Gangwar is having hobbies. Having hobbies you enjoy in your personal time, like reading articles about outer space, playing golf, or some other sport, gym, could be anything. Just have to be something that you love doing, and 4 or 5 of these hobbies that you pick for yourself, and you'll be able to enjoy yourself in your personal time without going for the cheap dopamine or scrolling through Instagram or YouTube for hours. Another thing I learned from this book is most people in our life, they try to convince others and change their opinions when people have this fixed mindset of believing some set of beliefs that you cannot change. I'm saying it only to because you cannot change someone else's mind when they are not open to any suggestions or perspectives. It's just how it is. You could think of it as something like when you are at the beginning of a game, you are at the bronze level. Some people just always stuck there. They are not willing to go above that level mentally. Ever felt like you wanted something really bad that you were really excited about, and when you finally get it, after the initial excitement wears off, you move on to the next thing? Just like when I bought this iPhone, I was really excited for the first week, and after that, I just got bored of it. Now it has been over a year, and it's just another one of those things that I have in my pocket or with me. Same goes for my PlayStation 5 and this beast of a PC behind me. And this is called the hedonic adaptation. How the hedonic adaptation works. So there was this very interesting study conducted in 1978 on lottery winners and paraplegics, जिसमें कि they found that लॉटरी जीतने से और पैराप्लेजिक होने से आपकी हैप्पीनेस किस तरह अफेक्ट होती है. And the results were truly shocking. It was found that after 1 year of the incident, your happiness level comes back to where it was originally before the incident happened. So no matter what happens to you, you revert back to your pre-detrimental level of happiness once your brain is adapted to the न्यू इवेंट. एंड दिस इज़ हाउ योर ब्रेन वर्क्स. अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं है आप जितने खुश अभी हो उससे ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकते. एक्सटर्नल इवेंट्स का आपकी हैप्पीनेस लेवल के ऊपर बहुत कम इफेक्ट होता है इन द लॉन्ग रन. इनफैक्ट दी हाउ ऑफ हैप्पीनेस में ये बताया गया है कि 50% ऑफ योर हैप्पीनेस इज़ determined by genetics, 40% by internal factors and only 10% by external factors. अब ये external factors हो सकते हैं your marital status, how much money do you make, and stuff like that. So only 10% of your happiness is affected by the external events. So the bottom line is your attitude towards life influences your happiness level, not what happens to you.